Well, hello there, YouTube. Look at our driveway. It's just a puddle. And it is flat coming down out there. Man, what a mess. Holy moly. So it finally stopped. Man, what in the world was that all about? That was crazy. Man, it did that for like 15 minutes. It's probably only like 5 to 10, but it seemed like it just was not going to stop. Now look at the skies. I mean, it just stopped. I just come out. You gotta, when you have heavy rains like that, you gotta go up and check the status of the old cedar shingle roof on the shop. So go up there and check that out. But dang, how's that though? Welcome to the day. So I apologize for the super late release of the video. Sasha, she wants to go for a walk. I can't take her for a walk. One, it's pouring down rain at the moment, which it's been doing, well, off and on, actually, with sunshine for a while. Well, whatever Raylan and Kelly has, dang it, I've got the thing now. So I'm out here in the garage. I walked her out to the street, and it's just pouring so hard that I just had to give up. Went up there, and one of the floodlights on the corner of the barn out there is out. This is that ladder we got. So basically it's like a 4-foot ladder, even though it's advertised as a well, it is 4, but you know, it's 10 foot is what we seen. So 3 feet is when you're standing here and that's above you. That seems more than 3 feet. But anyway, this thing folds out, and this is actually a walking space. And then it has that divot in it where you can lean for it. It's actually absolutely fantastic. We used it yesterday doing the swing and stuff. Don't be flinging your water around in here. I don't think she got that wet. But there's the tools. A little DeWalt impact. Use the drill for a pilot hole. But what my plan was today is I was gonna, don't start it, she. Plan was today is to I was going to yank the carb on that little XR. Is it an XR or a CRF? Yeah, it's old enough. It's an XR. I wonder if it's got electronic ignition or does it have points? Oh man, it may have points. That could be part of its drivability too. But I know the carburetor, it had a hard time idling. You know, I think I gave my kid that Snap-on. It's a flashlight that you use for points. That man, I've set, good Lord, thousands and thousands and thousands of points. Because it wasn't until, like all the little dirt bikes and stuff, it wasn't till, well, in the later 80s, and then maybe it's even in the 90s. I don't know when they finally went to electronic ignition on all these little things. Of course, the street bikes, but you know, old Gold Wings and CB, you know, 400s, 350, 400s, 500s, 550s, 650s, 750s. Actually, the newer 650s were electronic. But all them older bikes, you know, had points. It wasn't until 80 when they came out with the dual overhead cam 750 that they went to electronic ignition. Anyway, I bet you that thing does have points. What year is that thing? 02? Yeah, I can almost guarantee you it has points. Actually, there'll be a sticker on this thing that'll tell you what the point gap is. Tells you the valve adjustment. It says ignition timing, no adjustment. So maybe it is electronic. So maybe by 02, that was it. But it tells you the valve lash. That's pretty cool. Intake 5. intake and exhaust both the same? I guess they were by then. Yeah, they used to be 2 and 3. Yeah, so this is definitely a newer motor. So it just needs a good old-fashioned... man, I'm burning up my coat. Keep checking. See if... I know you want to go for a walk. I'm sorry, it's pouring out there. You were walking along the edges as it was. She had no part of wanting to go on that walk. Well, she did. She was sniffing around. Boy, does this thing need a bath? I don't think it is. This is literally how I got it from the GM. It's never been washed. The only thing I've done is re-spoke the wheel on it. I think I changed the oil in it once. And that was it. And I put a new tire on the back. But this one's always, typical Honda. One kick, boom, it's running and off you go. I don't know. Well, at least I don't have to do the points. That's nice. And it looks like the Kickstarter shaft seal, which wasn't totally uncommon. Stuff would get caught around that thing and it would take that seal out. It's super simple to replace. You can actually get the seal out and put a new one in just by taking the shaft off. But you can see the seeping. Or maybe, at some point no, it feels too good. It's gonna say the seal on the dipstick. The O-ring might have got bad, or somebody ran it without it. Because it's never been washed, it just stays that way. I would say it doesn't look like anything fresh, but I don't think this thing's been ridden in probably a couple, 3 years. I think last time it was ridden, Kelly and I went out for a ride. No telling how long that's been. Carburetor, super, super simple. You got a bolt at the top that holds the air filter on. You got a clamp that holds the filter to the back of the carburetor. You got 2 bolts that holds the carburetor to the manifold. You slip it out sideways, unleash the slide from the top of the carburetor, and you're holding the thing in your hand. Super simple and just mind-numbingly reliable. But I think it was lacking in compression and stuff. It was ridden very hard, I think, with very little maintenance. When I dumped the oil out of it, it looked like I was pouring paint, black satin paint out of a can, and it just smelled horrible. But that's what people do with Hondas. They don't think they have to do anything to them. When they bring, years ago, these things were, the little 50s and 70s and stuff were so popular, and they'd bring them in and they just look like this, well worn. They go, I just need a tune up on it. Well, the first thing you ask them, is it running okay right now? And then they'll go, well, it's getting really hard to start, and stuff like that. And you always ended up putting points in them, doing a full service with valves and everything. They almost always needed a carb clean. And you pull the filter off, and the filter has never been touched. It'd be half of a prairie field full of grass, and how they ran is just amazing. They ran at all. But a dirty filter, that's Sasha, she still wants to go for that walk. That dirty filter, they're running, and if it can't get through the filter, it'll start going around the edges of the filter. The air will find its way in. Same with cars and street bikes and everything else. And some of them people put them filters in there that just suck the dirt right through there anyway. Well, I got all this performance out of it. Is this a race bike? Are you rebuilding this thing after every race weekend? No. Well, don't put that crap in there. Especially if they put them in the stock airbox. They put this thing, just put this in place of your other one. You never have to buy another filter. That's great, but look what it does to your motor. I've shown so many people, especially with sport bikes, and they're doing a valve adjust, and you always have to take the throttle and the modern stuff. You got to pull the throttle bodies out, or it's one where you either replace the filter or clean the filter, and you'd see that thing in there, and you go and you call them back there. You reach in there and scrub your finger off the throttle plate back there, and it's just pure grit. So just think, if it's collecting here, this is stuff that stopped on its way through. Way more went through, and they always do the same thing. The valves always go tight because the valve seats are just beating themselves on the dirt flowing through, and it's just wearing the valve. They're on the seat, and the valve is just wearing everything into the head. The valves keep going tight. But I don't know, maybe I'll get brave and go into that thing. Has that thing ever been... No, it's still got the stock bolts on it, little 8mm headed bolts. You gotta make sure when you put that air filter back on, you put that ground strap on there, because when you go to shut the thing off, it won't shut off. There's your little kill button there. That's where it grounds. I believe that's where it is anyway. But I know bad things happen when you leave that ground off of there. Yeah, the little rubber hoses are getting hard. Yeah, even the little breather hoses are getting hard. I think I got a jet cleaner kit here. It's one of the K&L supply ones. I don't like them as much as the old Honda ones. I know, she, you want to go for a walk. Poor thing. Bless her heart. I knew this was gonna... Look at the fork seal. Is both of them? No, the right side. She's a weeper. Left side's fine. But if you do one, do them both. Should probably get a... Wow, that looks like that might have been happening for a while. Look at there's just like a layer of grease on the around the wheel and the hub. It's nice and shiny. That one's... You can see it all over the rim. Like I say, it's probably never had a bath. It probably got one or two when it was new. You know how that happens. You got your shiny new bike, you gotta wash the mud off of it. And the scary thing, it didn't even have a vent tube. That's just one of those motocross ones, the vents in the cap. Because the kids will pull the hose off of there instead of pulling it out of the number plate. And it does make it easier when you're filling it with gas. And then eventually the hose just falls out and they lose it. Well, then they leave it in the rain, or the water goes in that little hole and you get all the water in the tank. It just creates a mess. Oh no. Is that a crack in the frame or just a stress crack in the paint? That almost looks like a crack. That's not good. I'll have to look into that a little closer. Wow. Never seen that on, even with adults riding these things. I've never seen that happen. Other side looks good. Frame, it's straight. Hopefully it's just stress crack making the paint leak. I'm telling you, that looks like a crack to me. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. That definitely looks like a crack. It looks like it's going all the way around. I guess I can reach in there with a little pry bar of some sort and give her a yank, see what it does. But it's not an unboltable subframe, so the rails up top are everything's still there. But still, if that's loose, that won't take long to become a big problem. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to tackle this thing tonight. I feel like a French fry. Well, I went up in the attic, earlier today. I told you, in fact, I think that's the last time I talked to you. After that that rainstorm. I thought she was going to jump up on that table. There's the thing when I was turning the video live, like crazy late today. I seen a thing. It was the Longview Kelso. You know, it's like I don't know if it's the news or the police report type thing, something like that. I'm sorry, Sachi. She wants to go on her walk so bad. And she thinks she does. She does this in the house too. She wants to go run. And she'll go down to the end of the sidewalk, you know, where the cable ends. And next thing you know, she's barking, wanting to get back inside. But anyway, I went up in the attic, you know, to check up there. And, man, I'm walking around and coming up and down the ladder. I'm like, whoa. Oh, man, you get a couple of those, them dizzy spells, you know. And then I went in, you know, that was early this morning. And I went in, and I must have slept for like 3 or 4 hours. I went there, sat in my chair to work on the video. And next thing I know, Kelly's bringing lunch in to me. She goes, I thought you were going to sleep the whole day away. I go, man, she was busy doing whatever. I think she was actually taking a nap when I came back in there. And anyway, so I sat there and I was eating my lunch, and I ate about half of it and telling Kelly, I said, man, I think I'm getting that daggum thing. I do not feel good. I said, how did it first come out? She goes, I just kept feeling dizzy. I said, well, that's not a good sign, because when I went up in the attic, I was really woozy and dizzy. How many times that thing's been dropped that it's literally worn the corner off of that thing. Looks like it fell out of a truck and slid down the highway. Look at all that. That thing, she's well used. I mean, very well used. The owner's son that sat in the back of, remember, you had that, you probably still has it, that Yukon or whatever it was. And he used that thing like a tool truck, like a handyman truck. Because he did a lot of that around the store. And anyway, that thing beat around the back of that truck. I still got the can with about a gallon's gas sitting downstairs over my area. I should probably dump that gas. But anyway, I think I'll tackle this another time. I need to get some rest. Try to get up. I've got an alignment to do on a crash job in the morning. I need to get that 2012 finished up. I need to get as much rest as I can. Well, so I'm gonna roll at that and grab my dingbat girl. Maybe the rain will stop and I'll walk her out to the street or something. The old DR. 30 years. She's back out for 26. Why not? From 96 to 26. 30 years of nothing's changed. They've added some evap stuff to California models, and I guess the ones up in Canada have it too. But as long as you don't have to go through any kind of inspection or whatever, it's pretty easy to eliminate it. But the only unfortunate thing is that, like the Himalayan over there, it doesn't breathe through the cap. So it breathes through that evap system. So you need to rig a thing up that the tank can breathe. And because otherwise you just disarm it and cap that thing off underneath the tank, and you can implode these. I haven't seen a Suzuki do it, but I've seen people take California models and implode the tank, because they convert it. Well, they make it a few miles down the road, and the bike's still trying to suck the gas. I guess that was on EFI bikes that did that. And it would just, boom, it would collapse the tank. Great. No, I guess, there's carbureted models. Yamahas were famous for that one. They would collapse at the top. I think it was Road Stars or V-Stars or something like that. All right. Let's see what I'm going to do with you. You're going to drive everybody nuts in the house if I take you back in. Anyway, we're going to roll at that. We'll get to these little dirt bikes here soon enough. I know, she. I know. I'm sorry. You and your walks, you are just a nut with that, aren't you? I know, she. Look how wet you are just from that quick little walk in the driveway we did. All right. I know. What am I going to do with her? All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Well, hello there, you two. Couple of little sickly beings. Man. So Kelly, yesterday, she was talking about I'm just dizzy as heck. I'm trying to do stuff in the house, and I mean, I'm just getting this dizzy feeling, and I'm like, oh no. So I took some naps. Got really late turning the video live, getting in there finishing that stuff up. But, man, I keep checking to see if I got a fever, because you have that feeling like, oh man, I feel like I'm hot, but I don't. I'm 98.6, just right on the dot. The one swing set we got going there, Raylan took to that thing like a duck to water.
Yeah, she's having fun on
Yeah.
it.
But anyway, sorry about the somber vlog. Sometimes these little things, kids bring things up from home, or we brought them from work, and I don't know, Raylan had it for a couple of days, and all of a sudden, bam, and Kelly had it. Now I got it. Dadgummit.
Not good.
Oh well, at least no fevers involved with it, so
Yeah.
hopefully. But on that, I think we're going to bounce out on you.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same Smoak time, same Smoak channel. Don't forget to give her a thumbs up, and you guys have an amazing Monday or Tuesday.
Heck yeah. All right.
We'll see you in the morning.
We'll see you then. Appreciate you watching now. Bye-bye.
Bye.